Every morning, before you are even fully awake, something reaches out and grabs you. It is a memory of who you were yesterday. Your failures, your regrets, your name, the person everyone already expects you to be. And before your feet even touch the floor, you have put that person back on. Like a heavy coat you never once chose to wear. What if the real reason your life never changes is that you rebuild the exact same self, brick by brick, every single day? There was a man named Jiddu Krishnamurti who spent nearly 60 years pointing at this one thing. He called it living in bondage to the known. And thousands of years before he ever spoke a word, a sage named Ashtavakra sat before a king and pointed at the one thing inside you that was never part of that past at all. The rishis of Sanatana Dharma called it the witness, the Atman, the silent awareness that watches your whole life pass and is never once stained by it. Stay with me all the way to the end, because what these two uncovered from opposite ends of time is the door out of a cage that most people live and die inside without ever seeing the bars. Let me take you into a royal court thousands of years ago. King Janaka, a ruler famous across the land for his wisdom, has gathered the greatest scholars of the age into his hall. The room is full of learned men, heavy with knowledge, certain of themselves. And into this hall walks a boy whose body is bent and twisted in 8 different places. His name is Ashtavakra, which means 8 bends. The moment the great scholars see his crooked shape, the whole assembly bursts out laughing. And here is where the story turns. The boy laughs back, louder than all. But I find only men who judge a person by the shape of their skin. In that one moment, the entire court falls silent, because a crippled boy has just exposed the most learned men in the kingdom. They saw a body, they could not see the person inside it. And this is the exact mistake you make with yourself every day of your life. You look at your past, your history, your long list of wounds and labels, and you say, "This is me." You mistake the coat for the person wearing it. So when Janaka finally humbles himself and becomes the student, the first thing Ashtavakra does is tear that mistake out by the root. And the old texts say Janaka, a king who ruled an entire kingdom, was set free in that single sitting, in the time it takes to have one honest conversation. Not after years hidden in a cave, in one conversation, because he was finally willing to hear it. What Ashtavakra tells the king is the way out, and it comes in 3 movements. The first movement is the hardest one to accept, so sit with it. You are not the story you keep telling about yourself. Everything you call me, your childhood, your mistakes, your victories, your fears, all of it is the past. The rishis had a name for this whole pile of memory you drag behind you. And Krishnamurti simply called it the known. The known is everything you have already lived, already recorded, already decided about who you are. But here is the question Ashtavakra puts to the king. Who is aware of all that? Who is the one watching the memory play out? That watcher, the rishis taught, is the witness, and it is what you actually are. Na prithvi, na jalam, nagnir, na vayur, dyor, na va bhavan. Esham sakshanam atmanam chidrupam vidhi muktaye. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 1, verse 3. You are not the earth, not water, not fire, not air, not space. To be free, know yourself as the witness of all these, awareness itself. Read that again slowly. Ashtavakra is not asking Janaka to become something better. He is telling him he already is the one thing that was never in chains. The past is something that happens inside your awareness, the way clouds happen inside the sky. And no cloud, however dark, has ever once damaged the sky it passed through. That witness is not somewhere far away. It is the very thing hearing these words right now. The quiet awareness behind your eyes that has not moved since you were a child. So if you are the sky and not the clouds, why is this so hard to live? Because the known feels safe. The cage is familiar and the open sky is not. You would rather suffer as the person you know than stand in the emptiness of not knowing who you are. Think of how tightly a person holds on to being the one who was wronged or the one who failed, long after the moment itself has passed. They keep the wound alive because without it, they are no longer sure who they even are. This is the second movement, and the rishis of the Upanishads walked straight into it. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the sage Yagnavalkya teaches a way to find the self, and his way is not to add anything, it is to remove. He tells the seeker to set down everything they can name. You are not your body, so set it down. You are not your thoughts, so set them down. You are not your fear, your role, your history, so set all of it down. Athat Adesho Neti Neti. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Chapter 2, Section 3, Verse 6. Now therefore, the teaching is this: not this, not this, not this, not this. Whatever you can point to and name, that is not the one doing the pointing. You keep setting the known down piece by piece, and you do not stop. It feels like losing yourself, and that fear is the whole test. Because on the far side of everything you can name, the rishis promised, is the one thing that was never lost. The self that was watching the entire time. But you already know the hardest part. You can understand all of this on a morning like this, and by evening, you are the same old person again. The past does not only live in your memory. It lives in your habits, your reactions, the automatic grooves it has worn into you. The Yoga Vasistha, one of the great texts of Sanatana Dharma, has a name for these grooves. It calls them vasana, the deep tendency a repeated past carves into the mind, so that you run down the same track without ever choosing to. This is the third movement, and it is the most practical of the three. The Yoga Vasistha teaches that it is the mind alone that binds you, and the same mind alone that frees you. The chains are not out there in your circumstances. They are the grooves within. And this is quietly good news, because a chain outside you has to be broken, but a groove inside you can simply be left unused until it fades. Man eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo bandhaya vishayasaktam muktye nirvishayam smritam. Amrita Bindu Upanishad, Verse 2. The mind alone is the cause of bondage and of liberation. Bound to its objects, it becomes the chain. Free of them, it becomes the way out. And a groove is not a life sentence. Every time the old reaction rises, and you simply watch it instead of obeying it, the groove grows a little shallower. You are not fighting your past, you are outlasting it, one witnessed moment at a time. So let me say all of this in the simplest way I can. You are tired, not because your life is too heavy, but because you carry a dead version of yourself into every new day. You wake up and pick up yesterday, and then you wonder why today feels exactly like it. The person who failed is a memory. The person who was hurt is a memory. The person everyone told you that you are is a memory. And a memory cannot live your life unless you agree to become it again each morning. You do not have to. The door was never locked. You have been holding it shut from the inside. You can wake up tomorrow and for one single breath, refuse to put the coat back on. You can let the past be something that happened instead of something you are. This is not about forcing yourself to change. It is about noticing that the one who watches was always free and simply resting there. The freedom the rishi spoke of is not waiting at the end of years of effort. It is available in the very next moment you choose to watch instead of repeat. Think back to that royal court. The scholars laughed at Ashtavakra because they could only see a bent body, and they mistook the covering for the man. You have been doing the very same thing, judging yourself and defining yourself by a past that is only your covering. Krishnamurti spent a lifetime naming that cage, the bondage to the known. And the rishis of Sanatana Dharma had already handed us the key long before he arrived. The Ashtavakra Gita showed you that you are the witness, not the story. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad showed you how to set the story down. Not this, not this. And the Yoga Vasistha showed you that the grooves of the past grow shallow every time you watch instead of obey. One man threw away every scripture and every teacher, and still arrived on the exact ground these sages were already standing on. That is not a coincidence. That is how you know it is real. So tonight, before you sleep, try one thing. For 60 seconds, watch your own thoughts rise and pass, and quietly remind yourself, I am the one watching this. I am not this. Then come to the comments and tell me what those 60 seconds felt like, because someone else who needs this is going to read your words. You were never the past you have been carrying. You are the awareness that was free the whole time.